Orion Empire, Part 1. Who's the friend and who is the enemy? So this is about Sirius, Orion, the goddess, and the aryans. What is it really? How people interpret all this? What's behind all this? So let's start. Who is the friend and who's the enemy? The enemy is someone who doesn't think the same as you, doesn't belong to your group, and the friend are always Jews who is by your side, who supports you, who defends you, etc., and who belongs to your group. It has always been this way. So, like I said earlier, the universe is teeming with life, absolutely teeming. There are so many different stories that even if all of mankind would come together and try to research them all, in 100 years we would only be able to catalog a very few compared to how many there are. However, what is important for us humans is which star races directly or indirectly interfere with human evolution, how they do it, and who they are in alliance with. I would say Orion, Sirius, what else, Pleiades, and even maybe, who knows, not quite directly but indirectly Andromedans, but not quite directly. They are more like aloof. They don't care much about this nonsense around here. And one that has not here but in another dimension when we die is the aryans. That one really controls the they control the dead in the fourth dimension, etc., and reincarnation. Okay, for those who doesn't know, let's see how they picked aliens. Okay, I would say some are, some aren't. Those who resembles an animal could be an alien, but anything like humans are not aliens. They are, and I will always bang on the same keyboard, they are the original to Earth. They are from Atlantis, Ashanti Atlantis. Okay, anything else are invaders except the humans. Okay, the humans, they aren't aliens. There's no such thing as Pleiadian, blonde hair and tall and human and blue-eyed. There's no such thing. Those aren't aliens. Are they in conspiration? Are they conspiring with the aliens? Maybe. Are the do see other nefastos, nefarious, and more aggressive aliens kind working team with those humans in Agata? Maybe yes and maybe no. Okay, there's always a maybe yes, maybe no. We are not quite sure of that. However, I have seen these blondes here, the blonde girl on top. I have seen the grays. I have seen already the reptilians. I have seen many other like a that one like a frog, not quite a frog, but look like a bit of amphibious. I have seen this year, and I have seen a blue-gray one with the eyes all like um, rolling up in a white. I have seen the white one, the very white one. Yeah, I have seen, and I have seen what else? I have seen this one with black hair, very black hair, and this mantle, this white gown, very tall. I have seen them. Maybe they are from Agatha. I'm not sure. Who knows? They are from Agatha, from whole Hollow Earth. And I have seen a lot. I can say not all, but some. And I don't want to see anymore. I don't. Oh, I have seen some like. I don't think that's one's alien. I see the green one, but oh yeah, I have seen the blacks. There's a black very, but I don't think they are aliens. I don't know. Not sure. I've seen black ones, but maybe they are from Agatha. Who knows? I've seen white, pale white, blondes, but they are from Agatha. They are the ancient people from this earth, and I have seen some humanoids. Those are aliens, really. Greys and reptoids, they are aliens. They are not native, not at all. Oh yeah, I have seen Andromedan in 2013, 2014. Andromedan. They are brown skin. I saw one that's brown skin. Andromeda is all mixed. Even there is insectoid in there. But the ones I saw look like more like a cat, shorty, brown skin, with the eyes like a cat, with that trace here on inside the eyes, one trace, and a large cat eyes, green eyes. And they were preparing the fourth dimension for the deeds that was coming in from that 24 tsunami in Asia event. Those people, I've seen them queue up to go to inside one kind of place. I don't know what the place it was that, but there was a being who looked like being from Andromeda in there, taking their particulars. And when I inquired about the tsunami, he confirmed that was true. I find it hard to trust just anybody. And this paper, Level 2, will only touch on a few of these many races while interacting with eyes, while watching eyes on a distant sea without interfering. Really? I don't think that they will be so kind as to watch eyes if they have no interest, they have not invested in eyes. I don't think so. This doesn't synchronize. These two statements does not synchronize together. The reason I'm concentrating on the aryans from Orion and Sirians in particular is because these two star groups are and have been having a greater influence on our evolution than anybody else, I dare say, and the Pleiadians as well. And not only that, when people try to catalog different ET species, most don't understand that we think are different races are often one and the same, but under another guise. And why would they do that? If they do that, because they are, first of all, they are not honest, they are corrupted, they are coward, okay, and they are hiding from the others, and they have no balls to come up and disclose themselves and tell who they are. Because if they really were sincere, they will appear and not be afraid. If they are afraid, it's because there's something behind all that. I don't trust. Remember, I wrote about how species mostly don't come in the physical, but in nano travel with invisible fourth dimension without bodies or spaceships. Spaceships are really not necessary to travel the universe. Hey, hold on, but they are when they are in Agartha Hollow-Earth, okay? Once they are in Agartha Hollow-Earth, yes, they do use spaceships to travel to and fro, okay? So do not dismiss it as something like, oh, because if they really want modern or sophisticated, they will not use the help of a craft. They use a craft because most of all over there is all their apparatus, all the equipment, everything that they need to undergo certain projects or something like that, like how to say that, abductions, okay, because it happened to me in 2014, and I believe that this, it was 13 as well, 2000, no, 1983, and the next one 2014 and 2013, just, and after that I have more and more, but no abduction. The abduction stopped in 2014 after I recited the revocation of contracts. Just they can come to you with or without spacecraft. So except for beings who are not evolved enough to put technology aside and travel in spirit, that one is another beings. Those who travel in spirit is another beings. It hasn't anything to do with those in the fourth dimension. Most of those who travel is the aid of a craft are those in the fourth dimension, if you will. I've seen some of this shape. I cannot point it here, but I see this one number one to the top, and I have seen the number 6 below and number 3 above. I have seen most belong to grace. Okay, but however, first time they came to me, they were using another craft. It was something like that. The first spaceship I saw was like this one. It was in 1983. I was a teenager back then in my mother's house. I lived in a, how to say that, cottage, sort of cottage, and I saw this. And my backyard, which was very vast, big, and it was near a forest. Behind there's a forest and a river that cut that forest in our plantation. I saw this one in our, how to say that thing, is the football field in Brazil, Northeast Brazil, in 1983. So I say that, yeah, they really exist. Okay. So the reason I'm concentrating on the Aryans from Orion and Sirius now, Aryans hasn't anything to do with Hitler, with German alone, okay? It has a lot to do with those people from Central Asia, from Afghanistan, India, the Vedas, and passion. Nothing to do with white people. That's nonsense, rubbish. Ta-da! Here we got a phenotype of an Aryan, and they can be from Afghanistan, they can be from the Arab world, they can be from Persia, okay? They are not white. everything which you see has been twisted around so as to justify a convention, to justify a false history, okay? To justify a false history. Those are Aryan race, not that stupid gaga man there called Hitler. That man was a phony. That man was an idiot. He didn't even know what he was doing, right? So those are the Aryans, okay? Those people from India, Afghanistan, Persia. I always knew it. I always knew it. Now, if you want to talk about white, then is another story. These people are not Aryans. They are Atlantis, and Atlantis was not like some idiots talk around there that is from Egypt. No, 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 no. Atlantis, at least the fourth stage of Atlantis, was between Europe and Americas, okay, between the continent of Americas and Europe. It was in the center, and also it has trade with Greece, and the ones all over the Americas. That where Atlantis really was. And those white people, as you see them, they are native to Atlantis, the earth, okay? They are terrestrial, they are earthling. But there's some idiots out there who thinks, oh, it's better for me to be an alien because I'm so proud to be an alien, because I don't want to be a human and Homo sapiens. So I'm gonna call myself an alien. I come from Lyra, I come from Pleiades, or I come from an Aryan. What Aryan? You don't even understand that Aryan means a title, a brotherhood, a club. It hasn't anything to do with the race. These are the Atlanteans. Atlantean people, they aren't Aryan. Is not. It was a misnomer. It was a mistake. Some idiot, tall white grace has deceived that stupid sorry man called Hitler, Adolf Hitler. Okay, some aliens had confused him. He got all over confused and mistaken. The swastika, it was posed on the Vedas in India. It hasn't anything to do with the white race. These people here you see above come from ancient Atlantis, and this woman there on the top left, this is not a white woman. This is a mixed race. They already mix everything. It's not a mixed race at all. Weird how they don't put white skin and a dark hair match. And this woman there to the second to the right, this brunette, she is a Latin, was a mixed race woman. She's not white. It's not classified as white. Okay, white are some blondes, the dark-haired one, and the red-haired, and the others in between. The woman there on top is not white at all. She's a mixed. She's Asians and other. Of course, Asian also are white. I'm not saying that Asian are not white, but they wasn't like this before. They belong to other species, other race. They are not the European. But the Greys make experiment with the white people in other race and come about these people. the Asian people, the Oriental, as you call them. It was not quite these beings. It was another tall gray. This one's the tall whites from ancient Atlantis. It's not an alien. No. They are hybrid. They are human. They are aryans. This one is a hybrid. This guy here is a hybrid. This one I've seen him in 2005, first time. In 2014 he came to my apartment. They come during the early morning every time, like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, up to 4:30. I think this one who deceived Hitler, this one were behind the Holocaust. See this one? This one was behind the Holocaust, influencing Hitler. This one is grace, okay? These are not human, not to be compared with humans. These are truly aliens, and they are not a good guys. So, not only that, when people try to catalog different ET species, most don't understand that what we think are different races are often one and the same, but under another guise. Yeah, because if they hide because they own a lot. If you don't own, you want to hide, isn't it? Spaceships are really not okay. When doing the later, they can use the avatar to mock themselves up and say any kind of being they like. This is called mimicry. Humans, they come as humans, greys, reptilians, giant immortal men, winged dragons, you name it. That one is avatar. Yeah. These invaders do everything they can to confuse and manipulate us. Because they are master geneticists, and they have to train, they know how to manipulate matter. They are very smart, and they can just use mimicry and shapeshift. The paper after this one will expose the Syrian lords, the so-called Sam-Emai, who came from ancient Egypt, hey? For what they really are, although I like to believe, and there is some evidence for this, that there may be a faction of them who evolved to stages of higher consciousness and are actually willing to assist us and to adapt with the others and helping ourselves. Let's see who is the Sa-Emai. So for what they really are, although I like to believe, and there is some evidence for this, that there may be a faction of them. Helping ourselves is the key phrase, because if a star race says they are coming here to save us, how do you run the other way? I have come to this strong conviction that we are our only saviors. Of course, nobody come to save you. You need to be strong and smart enough to save yourself. Star racers who follow universal laws can help us by giving us the tools exactly for self-improvement, and that they will pave your way for you, but they cannot bring everything down to you like this in a tray and just let you be accommodated. No, they can't. Some channeled information goes under this category, but if some say they are coming here in spaceships safe to save us or take us on board to transport us to some other dimension, I wouldn't believe them. Exactly. They have their own agenda and only need our permission to come and take you and do whatever they want to do with you, or to come down here to rule you for 1,000 years. 1,000 years? Yeah, for a real 1,000. Even millions of years. Whatever the deal is, the disclosure everybody seems to be waiting for, constantly looking up in the sky, is not going to be in form of a mass landing of benevolent ascended masters or other evolved beings. not coming down here and then save you. Some idiots think that they will come down here and then just take you and then save you, go to another place, and I give you everything ease like this on the tray, on the plate. No way. No way. This won't happen. It's our problem. We have to solve ourselves. Okay? The contact will rather be on a personal level. Star beings or star rays make a connection with individual groups who are working on breaking out of the entrapment. In other words, those who are ready for any encounter. Exactly. And I have a long array, a mixed pot of aliens coming to visit me. Since 1983, after that give a pause, a long pause, they start to return in 2005. It's then up to us to discern whether these personal encounters are benevolent and beneficial for our growth or not. Exactly. Sometimes they come to disturb you. They come to persecute you rather than help you. We all have to pass a lot of tests now and the near future. And some, like the girls from Agatha, they come to give you what? Information for the future. What is in store for us? The girls from Agatha, beautiful blondes, skinny, naked girls. The happy say that they look like that. I have seen one come to me as a male, his eye was all white, the same color of skin. Came inside my hall. It was 2018, like that. But he don't come with a veil, nothing, just like this plain, with a suit also gray, and his color was like that. I don't know really where he come from, whether it's Agatha or... But the girls, they are very pretty. They are not like that at all. They are just like a human. And they are very cute. So I don't understand how they painted the Agatha like that. That's nonsense, you know. Really nonsense. Or could be I don't know, could it be any other aliens pretend to be a human? I'm not sure. Who knows? They are able to do this anyway. What the heck? They put say that these girls are aliens. They are not aliens, they are human, very much human. Now look at how ridiculous to say that they look like this. It's a lie. I saw the girl. She wants it like this. She wants it like this. She wants more like this one. Where? Yeah, a bit like this girl. Very beautiful, young, same body shape, same body size. Very beautiful girl. Who else? Let me see if she's here. No, she look like from this girl here. This girl. Ugh. Oh man, this deleted. The first one, 2014, was a robot, android. The one who came in 2020, this girl here, this girl here, exactly she. The guys didn't come. This was the girl, but she was not this color of skin. Her skin was white skinned, pale skinned, like this girl here, like this one, pale skin, but the hair was more yellow. This one looked like white hair, but no, her hair was yellow, pale skin. The other one is tanned. She was a tanned, and she was not an alien. She's our ancestral. She is from Agatha network. She came with two beautiful kids, toddlers, naked, also blondes, whitey, very cute, look like some kind of elf or something like that, and they just follow her around. I think once their mommy, I'm not sure. She sit down on my sofa, she talked to me. I just listened to her, I didn't ask any question, I just kind of keep quiet and just keep quiet and just say nothing. Say, okay, you see, okay. And after that I excused myself, I went to the kitchen, she sit down on the table there, on the chair, and continued talk to me. And the children stayed nearby her. After that she what a nonsense, what a nonsense. They aren't like that, they just look like any blonde girl from the Americas, from Europe, from Australia, from New Zealand. That's nonsense, rubbish. They are humans, they are not aliens at all, but they are in the fourth dimension, because once they are the Atlantis from Europe to Americas was destroyed by other Luciferians group. They destroyed their land, they killed them, you understand? And they went to the fourth dimension, and this bad to the Agatha Hollow Earth. And what happened? Is there where we go? Is there where we all go before we go to the fifth dimension? After that, we are going to the fourth dimension, after that the fifth, and so on and so forth. Just they kind of, I never see one like this, man. Really, I am still to see. I saw them really like a human being, like this girl, but yellow hair and a white skin. So they destroy their plane, okay, their continent, and they all died. They died, and they was incarnated again in the fourth dimension. They choose to become a fourth dimension in the interior of the earth, and they become Agarthans, Shambhala, Tellers, and many others over there. And they are not evil, they are good people. They come to warn us. She came to warn me in 2020 that more things will come forward. Before that, the others who came to me was those, the shamanic, the Aryan, the really Aryan race. Let me show you who's the Aryan, the Sirius. These people came to warn me in February 2019 about the pandemics, what was in store. Was exactly like this lady, and she was angry. She was very aggressive as I asked her help, and she would say, "There's nothing I can do. They've chosen you. You are the chosen one. There's nothing, just put up with this." As the thing touched my lung, oh my God, I want to fall, burn my lungs. I couldn't breathe. I fell on the floor. The water was, the river there, it was very, how to say, murky water in the river. The sky was different. There's a lot of smoke on the sky, and from there I saw something coming down, black, and then like explode inside my lungs, and I couldn't breathe. I fall into the floor. I picked myself up. I saw a tent. I saw this boring looking face of the woman, black hair, brown skin, not native, because these people come from ancient Egypt. Okay, the Americas belonged to that people I showed just now, the Agarthan people, the Atlantis. Those are invaders. Need to tell the truth. The truth should not be hidden more. Enough of lies. Thus she came to me and she said that to me. Just put it with that. Just put up with it. Yelling at me, and she didn't even give me a cup of water. And I asked her, please, madam, can you please help me? My lungs is burned, my back is burned, something hit me, and I cannot breathe. Please give me some water to drink or something to put on my back, please. No, I cannot do nothing. You are chosen. You have to put up with that. Just like that. Nasty piece of crap, people. So, it's up to us to discern these personal encounters are benevolent and beneficial to our growth or not. We all have to pass a lot of tests now in the near future. That's true. And we have to be brilliant. Exactly. No, not that we aren't. We are all brilliant. Not all. I disagree with that. Not all. Some are stupid people. We just need to wake up and realize it and start making conscious decisions, getting rid of all sloppy thoughts and make decisions based on intentions that come from clear thoughts. We have a lot to learn and the little time we have at hand. So if you waste it, you will regret it. Channeled material has often told us that the cradle of mankind is stood in the constellation of Lyra, and the one saying the same thing in level 1. I don't agree. I'm sorry. Lyra was not human at all. Lyra was another kind of beings. No. Gaia, who give birth. Gaia, our beautiful earth mother, who give birth to all of us. Okay? We never come from no Lyra. That's lie. That's a misunderstanding, I would say. Misconception. Beautiful Mother Earth, who I love so much. I love her. I love this earth. She who gives birth to everything there is. We didn't come from any Lyra or Pleiades or Andromedans, Arcturus. Maybe it was when they came in to bring in their DNA to infiltrate onto us. Then we get their DNA, we get a lineage, you understand? But it's not the same as we have been born there. No, our ancestors were from Gaia, Gaia who gave birth to everything, Gaia who sprout everything, Gaia who seeded everything. So I don't agree. I'm sorry. There's many canalizers here who doesn't tell the truth, and I stick to my truth. This seems to hold water when we are talking about the human template. It was apparently in Lyra the humanoid template was first tried with success. In Lyra, the early galactic citizens saw a star race down, which looked very similar to the Vulcans in Star Trek. Many researchers in exopolitics have since then realized that this popular science fiction series has a lot of truth in it. It's not a surprise if you understand that many Hollywood producers and other creative people are often part of exoteric society, and they canalize these beings and they give them inspiration to make this move and make subtle disclosures and indirect disclosures. Okay, so some of them dedicate to channeling. So was also the case with screenwriter, producer and futurist Jenny Roddenberry, who developed the Star Trek series in 1964. Wow, even before I was born. He was a member of a society called the Council of Nine, which was channeling a collective of entities known as the Nine. Could be from Agatha. They are the Atlantis humans, after all. The primitive, the native, the real native. Other known members of this club were Uri Geller and Peter R. Farley, who used the channeled material from the Nine to write his book series. Where were you before the Tree of Life? We were just eating ice cream somewhere on the tree. Roddenberry allegedly got the ideas too much of the Star Trek from these channeled sessions. So also the look of the Vulcans, with their humanoid bodies, pointed ears, and great analytical minds, those are the hybrids. Those are the hybrids. Aliens come here, aliens take DNA, alien export it elsewhere. Okay? It's exported elsewhere off-world, and aliens create other beings which are hybrids. So the Vulcans have, I learned, a lot of similarity with the vegans from the vegan star system and the constellation of Lyra. I don't believe. Lyra is about feline. Lyra is about feline. Feline. Cats, people. They are cats. Okay? Cats. No humans. That there is hybrid over there? Maybe. Maybe no. Maybe yes. These are all human fantasia. There is a possibility that they are hybrid with humans. Maybe. Maybe not. Okay? Humans is for Gaia. Gaia is the producer of the humans and the animals species. Aliens come here with their photonic lights, take DNA, send offshore, create new bodysuits, and call them, oh, we are the primitive, out of jealousy, we are the primitive, we are the first and shining beings to be created. Maybe ion, they were just atoms. They wanted a bodysuit. Gaia created. My beloved, amazing, beautiful Gaia created our bodies, everything there is in here. Okay? For those who can think outside the book, they will start to rationalize it better and come to a conclusion. Rational one and ones that make more sense than believe that, oh, you come from out space. No, you haven't. What happened was that the aliens came here, aliens invaded, the aliens contributed to their DNA, and we become a part of them through family lineage, through the spiritual side, not through bodysuit. The bodysuit's from Gaia. Gaia owns it. Not even your darling Native American people will allow you to know it. Will have you know it. Okay? Not even them will allow you to know it. And I tell you that is so. Because they hide a lot of secret. Because they know that their masters and their ancestral come from Sirius. So let's just continue, yeah. The Vulcan have learned a lot of similarity with the vegans from the vegan system of the constellation of the ladder. There's no humans on that. No, you are misconceived, dude. No, that's not true. The lighters came in many different skin. Oh, there's no sense. Too much wishy thinking. Colors and men have pointed ears, just like Mr. Spock. That one's hybrids. There has been many civilizations. There have been many civilizations on Earth before Homo sapiens came into existence. 250,000 Homo sapiens. We are not talking about others whose body were more subtle, more flimsy, more fluidic, semi-ethereal. Okay? You need to talk about that. Our ancestors coming here in a very light body. Later, Gaia, if there is splendor and brilliant imaginations and power of creation, created a body suit, which was the Homo sapiens. Later, aliens come in again, invaded, and then add into their DNAs, and then become what? Homo sapiens 1. And now we have the Homo sapien 2. You know how it went? Now you go. Now you get it. So, and the vegans at one time, once they become founders, helped create early civilizations on Earth, which did have the lion humanoid template as part of their DNA. I don't think so. That one was just kind of lineage, family, spiritual lineage. It's the spirit, the ethereal body, not the this suit which we have now, the space suit, is our body. Our bodies once constructed by and for Gaia alone. This can be read in Lisa Royale and Kate Priest's material, and has been researched and built up open by many researchers, including myself. As civilization rose and fell on Earth, mankind eventually was created by mixing DNA from different star races and previously existing humanoid species, who has been part of an experiment to create a living library on Earth. That was later, millions later, after the invasion came in 500,000 years ago in the making. Before that, humans already were in here, but everything was deleted from the annal of history, because after all, if you want to claim to be the primitive beings, to be the native, you are not going to tell the truth, and the whole truth. You're gonna hide the truth, or you're gonna alter it a little bit. This experiment, however, was interrupted when the Syrian lords landed on Earth 500,000 years ago, and things changed drastically on the planet after that. But who was behind the experiment of the living library? Some say it was the Lyrians, while others say it was the Pleiadians. We already know that a lot of star races contributed with their own flora and fauna, but I have great reasons to believe that those who instigated the live library came from the Orion. But of course, you have to push the fish to your boat. You cannot push the fish to the side of the other people's boat. You need to push to your boat. However, once neither this happened. It was not Orion, not Lyra, not Pleiadians. Earth herself created the Gaia, magnificent Gaia, beloved being, blessed be you, my darling. I love her so much. I want to go to the forest and stay there. So this may come as a shock to many, because the Aryans, plural of Aryan, which signifies beings, live in the Orion Empire, and it is not the white race, by the way, have quite a bad reputation here on Earth. Oh, really? And lucky there was not a humans and not white, huh? I'm telling the truth. But I have great reason to believe that those who instigate the living library came from the Orion. No. It was Gaia and full stop. Gaia. Aliens, yes, did contributed with different plant species, organisms like amoeba, parasites, viruses, what else, nocive serpents, animals like serpents. They bring in serpent from offshore, off world. Okay, they bring in two serpents. Serpents not from Earth. It's not from Earth. It's from other planets. Maybe from Mars. So, there are stars from the Orion constellation who have a violent past, which are the Dracos. So some of them in the grace. So the bad reputation may be justified, but you also need to keep in mind who are in charge of this planet and have been for the last hundred of thousands of years. Which are the Dracos, Anunnakis. In my previous paper in the level of learning one, say that the Aryans have a matriarchal view on cosmos, while the Sirians have a patriarchal one. This has been proven beyond doubt in metaphysics. It's because they have to divide. It's about duality, and one stays on the left and another on the right. They divide the polarity. Am I right? So that's why they have these rules, but it doesn't mean that they are separate, they are enemies, they quarrel with each other. That's not true. In fact, they are in it together. The only losers here are we. The only losers are we. This has been proven beyond doubt in metaphysics. No one doubts anymore that the Orion Queen, which is a reptilian mixed with an insectoid, is embraced the divine feminine, and that the Syrians are patriarchs. You only have to go to the Bible to find that out. And if you want to use metaphysical evidence, we have almost all channeled material and Sishin's books to refer to. On these matters, I think most of them are in agreement. The question is, why exactly is there such a tension between the matriarch and the patriarch? Hey, hello, this one are all game. It's all chess games, okay? There's no such thing as enemies, okay? These are all chess games to fool you, the fools. So why have so many people died at the struggle between these polarities? Because they do it for interest. Which one grab the fattest cow? However, that was before. Now they are in it together. They are in confederation together. Don't we smell a bigger story behind that? I certainly do, and will do my best to answer this question throughout the papers in level 2. For Syrians reasons, I will go into more details later on. The Syrians have a strong interest in keep eyes in the dark regarding the feminine side of life. And therefore we can expect that information coming from them are mainly with the purpose of deceive or mislead. It's quite commonly accepted by now that beings from the Syrian Empire were the ones who created us as a slave race in a distant past, and are influencing our daily life up until this day. And the Sumerian cuneiform proves this as well. Now, people may ask, how Syrians look like? They are invisible beings, but they can take any form they want. Humans, no humans, etc. Okay, they are not humans by design. They are not humans by origin. However, they can become a human at will. But if the Aryans are as bad as some people say, where are they? They are where they should be, in the east of the planet, and in some shamanic tribes. Why aren't they here? Manipulation. They are trying to hide instead of altogether with the Syrians. Most also argue that the Orion Queen is powerful and a deadly threat to the Syrians. So why doesn't she and her people invade throughout the sea? Because they are in this together, man. Duty, they are all in it together, mind you. Throughout the Syrians and take over or chase the Syrians, because they are all in it together on the same group. have inside the A, inside C, playing games with you, make you like a fool away and become our new slave owner, because they don't need to be a slave owner when they have somebody else to become. They must have the power to do so, one would think. So we know from Sishin, the Pleiadians and personal encounters, to name a few, that the men of power, the patriarchs, are based on their ideas from the lords of Sirius, the Sa-Mi, which was also not originate, but it was very prevalent and very much active in Egypt. Yes, ancient Egypt. Some say the Syrians left a long time ago, and if we pretend they did, mankind is still following their doctrines, the smallest word. Of course, religion, dogma, Luciferian cult. What more you want? Some fools mix up the Atlantis people, Atlantis with some alien being from Silat. Nonsense, man. Those are from Atlantis as well. Atlantis was like that too. Like these Atlantis people. Let me see here. So, don't know what the feline race has to do with Sirius. Are they serious? I don't think so. I would say that they are more like aryans. They are aryans. Those are those serious rules. I would say they are more like gray. They are reptilian, man. They are reptilian. They are reptoid. Lyrian, not serious. They are more like to be like this, Orion. Zoops. These beings are all the same, you see. This Orion also have grays, a lot of grays, and reptoid, a lot of reptoid beings. These are Terran. They are hybrid with reptilian, but they are Terran. Hybrid Terran. Hybrid with reptilian, because they come here. They mix up with these people here. See? The native of Earth. Syrian never be humanoid, never will be. They are reptoid. And this lion here, this girl here, are not in any way or form aliens. They are humans. Are Sirius like this? I would say yes. Are Orions like that? I would say yes. They are. That's more like them. This ugly thing are more like them. Not some humans, that's not true. So, some say the Syrians left a long time ago, and if you pretend they did, mankind is still following their doctrine of the smallest word. Now evidence shows that a faction of the Syrians, in fact, never left and has been running the show behind it. Of course, that's most of it. and up behind the sense up to present day, of course, which then puts the puzzle pieces together and the whole thing makes sense. So this much we do know from just a little research. Now to the question: where are the aliens? All over the earth or somewhere else? Where is the matriarchal movement of in the divine feminine? These are all Luciferian group, dude. These are all from Orion, all Luciferians. All these are nonsense. Nonsense, really. Do you see any trace of that today in major society? Not really, just a replica of it, just a sealed matriarchal and feminine movement. All lies in disguise. Feministas in disguise. Something else in disguise. Sealed feminism movement. The answer is no. Hence, I dare say that the aliens are either not here, if they are not a threat to mankind, or possibly the opposite. Let's go back to the Syrian lords, the Sam I am, for a moment. It would certainly be in their best interest if we thought that they were the ones who created us. No! Nonsense! Never! May have created you, not me, so that we think we are in debt to them. That's nonsense. I'd ask them to come and tell me this. Thus they can keep their stronghold over us and manipulate us as they please. And some of the readers may know I was recently in contact with Utu, son of King Nanar of the Sam-I race. I will talk about that later, but he was quick to point out to me that his people are our ancestors. They will always tell this. Oh, because we are native to here, we are your ancestors, because they want to own the earth, because they know that we have template and DNA to earth, and they want to own our planet, so they will tell a lie, conquer up a lie, simple as that. And that we need to start getting along and need to forgive them for what they did to us. Okay, forgive we can, forget we must. However, just don't do it again, don't screw up again. This would all be nice, be good, if it wasn't a lie. That's the problem. They did not create us, no, of course not. And they are not coming here in peace, of course not. Something he basically proved himself, obviously enough. Yes, they came here and hijacked an already existing experiment or a planet, or there were people already here, okay, we were here already, and create a slave race by infiltrating their DNA and altered our chromosomes. But they did not create us. We already exist. Of course, I knew it a long time ago, dude. My point is that the Sam and I have an investment here on Earth, which is us. Sam and I, Us, here they, your masters of religions and everything else. Jews. They did not create us, and they are not come here in peace, something he basically proved himself, obviously enough. Yes, they came here and hijacked the already exist experiment and slave us. We already exist. My point is that the same I have an investment here on us. And to be able to keep that investment, they have to lie about our origins, and also have to lie say, oh, reptilians don't post to earth. Reptilian is the native, and they are not. They are not. Some fools even generalize this nonsense here. What about other star races? Why would they have to lie about who we are and where we come from? Well, some of them work with the Sa-Am-I, while others have their own agenda. That is some like the I am self. Have anybody find out about the I am self? The I am? Does it brings a bell? while others have their own agenda, but you can count on that whatever it is. It will suit their own purposes more than ours. The thing that these star races have in common, whether they are walking with the same MI or not, is that very few of them say that our credo stood in Orion. No, it didn't. It didn't. Might be yours or mine. The simple reason for this is that the truth would hardly benefit any of them, and none of them is endorsing the divine feminine, and those who would basically be willing to tell us are watching us in the background, unwilling to interfere, doing to that they respect basic universal. No such thing. It's something else. Either they are too coward, they are being chicken out, they are afraid to make a disclosure, or they are in it together, or they are these beings pretend to be something else because they are very highly psychopaths, narcissists. Okay, so whoever believes in them are fool, because they cannot fool me, and they don't have this power. We hear from different sources that Orion is where the divine feminine is most prominent. That exact information about the feminine is what is being suppressed here on Earth. And that was what made me want to look into this matter a little bit. So what about divine feminine? And either divine feminine, if it has no power to counteract this accosted masculine, so what's the point of it existing? What's the point if it has no power? So might as well go and retire. Go retire. It sounds to me that the bad reputation is misdirected, so we will back up the wrong tree. A reptilian beehive society. All the legends and myths are telling us that the Orion constellation is the center of the universe, the place where stars were born. I don't agree, because I have lived in this build, and this build was highly haunted by reptilian being. And guess what was its name? Orion. Orion. Orion in the 70s. Is also one of the oldest and easiest to pick out. In Greek mythology, Orion is known as the Great Hunter. Oh, Great Hunter say a lot, he's a predator, and depicted as a male entity. Oh, great, a male entity, and here he's talk about divine feminine. What a kind of a confusing agenda and a confusing talk so as to fool the idiots, which is symbolizing the ferocious male Aryan defenders of the empire. I don't trust. In Aryan language is mostly Persian, Sanskrit from the Vedas. Okay, it goes up, all up to Siam, which is Thailand. This alien species language. These warriors are called Mach warriors, according to Morning Sky Research. The star Bellatrix Gamma Orionis means female warrior, and is referring to the mythology about the giant Amazon female warriors who could defeat almost any enemy. Orion was also the son of Poseidon, and we know that Poseidon is the Greek name for Yah, or the Enkai. Enkai is the one behind all this mess that we are having right now. Enkai is the one all entangled in all this. And the last I saw it was in June, and he was eating people's ethereal body. He was consuming all black, giant kind of monster, something like that, but not quite. Darker than this one, really black with that hood. Okay, like these monsters here on the center, very ugly but black, really pitch black, with a hood. He was eating up ethereal bodies, people that die. I saw them eating. I'm not a schizophrenic, I'm not an idiot. I know what I know. Up to whoever want to believe or not. Okay, if you are into religion, you better get out of here because you don't belong in here. Because your mind is already made up and your hologram is already fixed. And the stupidity and the foolishness and all kind of deceits and nonsense belief. So I saw it eating this one in Kaya. Kaya was the one who altered our DNA in the first place. So you see the mismatch, you see the mishmush of all those things, confused that this guy do. This guy is from Sweden, Swedish. Yeah, he's Sweden. You see what he's doing? He's mixing up everything. And his friend who accompanied here, Ariel, is a Jew, whose father, a Syrian king of a highest rank, number 60 in the Sumerian pantheon ranking system, married the Orion queen as a part of a peace treaty that we are going to get into the paper after the next. So what? They are all in it together, dude. That's a big deal. According to Sishin and the Semi-I, the Syrian king name is En or Anu. Hey, come on, Anu is the father of Enkaya, yay. Ea is Jehovah, half brother, and they are Dracos, they are reptoid Dracos. Anu is the father of Enkaya, which with his club and chasing the bull, constellation of Taurus. That's why I need to be here to clarify all this misunderstanding and all this misleading work. This all misleading work. Constellation of Taurus. Although there is no myth to speak of such a battle, the hunter's dog Sirius Canis Major and Procyon is the grace, and Gomez Canis Minor are falling at his heel. The latter, representing the Syrians, a woven reptilian species, werewolf. I have seen the werewolves. They treated me very okay. They asked me to sign a contract and I foolishly did so. It was 2014. And they took me back to the place where I was raised. Called dog race, a dog star once been advised guards for the Orion queen of what the Aryans call the mother's court, referring to the mother goddess, just working for the matriarch. However, the alliance would later be broken. Jerry Saint Lin and I think Anubis also from the ancient Egypt is a werewolf who translated the Rota synopsis to Atom Park. Orion consists of stars 10 times farther away than Sirius and are dispersed over a large volume of space. Numerous Gina Abul reptilian race. Gina Abul reptilian race colonies are found in the regions, strongly allied and mixed with humanoid beings native to the area. Together they have created a hybrid race. These peoples multiply themselves via sexual reproduction. Although some of the races in the universe are sexual, most races reproduce through genetic engineering and cloning. Sexuality as we know it in humans is not the most common way of reproducing if we are counting the overall amount of different species in the whole universe. Among some reptilian races in the universe, they lay eggs, the female lay eggs of course, which they may or may not be fertilized. We can see the later happen here on Earth as well among frogs, fish. Interesting enough, the chicken even Komodo dragons, and even more interesting than bees, and chicken. In the bee society, the queen chicken before was dinosaur, who was what they call lizard, not lizard, reptilian, because the I mean no, the reptilians came from the birds, avians. They evolved from the birds. That's why they lay eggs. In the bee society, the queen only mates once and carries the seed from the male inside her, which can then be used to fertilize all eggs she ever lays. But moreover, some eggs she lays are never fertilized. And what I would say, the queen only mates once and carries the seed from the male inside her, which can then be used to fertilize all eggs she ever lays. Chicken knows like that. These eggs develop and become the drones, male bees exclusively, while the fertilizer the eggs always becomes females. Now I don't understand this. This is opposite. I think the fertilizer the eggs are males. Because you need to fertilize the eggs to become a male. A female don't need eggs or don't need the sperm. Females don't need sperm because she can be a clone of the mother. The males is the ones that need to be fertilized. I didn't know why. Because the males carry both chromosomes from the mother and the father. A male can find out about his ancestrality and his genealogy through both set of parents and even his grandparents. However, a female can only find out about her origin and her ancestrality through her mom and her mommy lineage alone, be it her grandma, her aunties, her great-mas, her great-aunties and sisters, and so on and so forth. A female cannot trace her originality through her male side, or her father, her grandfather, her great-father, her great-uncle, her uncles, her brother. Definitely cannot. She has to use her brother. In my case, all hands gone already, all my brother gone. Has to use her brother or her uncle to find out about her father ancestrality. Understand? So it's not correct here. This guy, he mixed up a lot. He doesn't even know what he's talking about. It's not true. The egg fertilizer turns up to be a male. A non-fertilizer is a female. Okay? It has been twisted around. This is particularly interesting because the original reptilian alien species has often been thought of as a beehive society. Yeah, and that's why also in Asians they are beehive. They follow that hierarchy. They cannot go against the hierarchy. They get punished. Researchers have described them as having the Orion queens, and the Greys are Orion. Totally Greys are Orion. Totally this is very smart guys here from Sweden think that he's so smart like he's thinking that Orion is the white race place. In first place, all of world is not humans, all animals is not human at all. Humans only here on earth. So what he's defending? Huh? Orion is about non-human species, and so is Sirius. So is Andromedas and many others. In the middle, in the rest of the shell is circling around her. There's no sense. Therefore, the Aryan species have been looked upon as mindless, dangerous killing machines committed to group thinking. Hence, the actual thinking is done by the queen. I am not surprised they are. The rest of the community is then willing to sacrifice themselves without thinking twice to protect the queen. This may or may not have been how it all started, but most certainly not how it is anymore, and I'll explain why in a moment. While researching this species, it comes to mind that they are not only reptilian but most probably have an insect-like ancestry and grace as well, at least if we are not to believe the symbolism the Aryan have left behind here on Earth, which is from the east of the planet, huh? East Asia, Central Asia. Something I will go deeper into a few paragraphs, but we can all see this if we read the Robert Morning Sky earlier works of the Eden Atlantis and the Wolf myth from the early 90s. Later I go there. One day I'm going there. There he is telling us exactly the same thing about how the Orion Queen chooses whether her offspring is going to be a male or a female by either fertilizing or not fertilize her eggs. This Robert Morning Sky being a shamanic tribal man which hailed from ancient Egypt and Asia. He is from Sirius, they said, ancestrality, so he obviously will not like this Orion, okay? That's why he bad mouth Orion a lot and a lot. There he's telling us exactly the same thing about how the Orion Queen chooses whether her offspring is going to be a male or female by either fertilizing or not fertilizing her eggs. Only the unfertilized eggs become males. Only the fertilized eggs become males. The non-fertilized become females. Opposite. Allegedly, Morning Sky get this information from the star. He twists a lot out. He twisted because the female is get all from the mother side. The boys is the father and mother, who is his native Indian ancestor saved from a UFO crash in the 1940s. He heard the story from his grandfather and since then spent most of his life researching and expanding on what he was told. Morning Sky research led him to the conclusion that in Orion things are centered on the females. Don't believe, but why? Because grays are more lean towards female grays. But I meet one, he was quite dicky, dicky head. And he came to how to say it, to challenge me. Who are the nurturing aspects of the life, while the males are the protector of the females, also being hunters and warriors. And he was the Zeta, the most petty one and aggressive of all, Zeta. From what it looks like, and which I brought up to some extent in paper 1, the universe is protecting the feminine aspect of reality, and the Aryan race may have taken that aspect to heart and create their lives around it. Perhaps it was the other way around. I would say it was the another way around. Once upon a time, when the universe was young, the beehive reptilian insectoid race was created to the guardians of the divine feminine, the reptilian insectoid race. This could make sense as so many sources are telling us that the Orion Queen and her people are perhaps one of the oldest stories in the universe. Once we realize that the universe is feminine and interesting, then that would make even more sense. The rest of the data is just complication of any original concept, created by the goddess to protect her own energy before the game which called life continued elsewhere in the universe. This would thus explain the constellation of Orion being the male hunter, the protector of the feminine, with his club always being ready to defend the goddess, and her female representatives of the Orion Empire. But there is more to the story, much more. As we mentioned before, the star Bellatrix is also called the Amazon star, referring to the mythological Amazon warriors who were all giant females, ferocious in battle, and feared by all male warriors no matter how skilled. This indicates that the female of Orion may be the superior ones on the battlefield, if push comes to shove. Looks like the Maharabata, like this, something like this, regard to the Hindu mythology, Hindu folklore, Bharatan, something like that. But let us go back to discussing bees. If we are thinking of the Aryans in terms of bees, who have been using the bee symbol here on Earth and even embraced it, who have been using the bee symbol here on Earth and even embrace it as their emblem? The log of the old Merovingian kings, the bee, perhaps have a clue here. Many research have claimed that the royal families of the world are descendants of alien beings, especially the Merovingians and those who preceded them. We know for a fact that because they have come here, they invade and they change all the previous native royalty to Earth. That one is a previous one. The one we have here is fake, is invasion. It blames the bee, and the Aryan society is the only alien society we know of that is connected with bees and beehives. So I would perhaps be a qualified guess to say that the Merovingians have something to do with Orion. In recent time, Napoleon revived the bee as an emblem for royalty, and because the Swedish royal family are descendants of the Napoleon bloodline, they use the bees as well. They emblem being the 3 crowns of a very similar type of that figure, and 3 bees in the middle. Another name for Sweden is the 3 crowns, or 3 kronor in Swedish. And here we go, finish this dialogue, and I believe that they are all in it together. They are invaders no matter what, okay? And the royal family has been modified and corrupted, and also I believe that Orion and Sirius are all in it together, playing games of divisions and MITs. This one's before, not anymore, and that Aryans here on Earth represents the Central and East Asia, okay? Central and East Asia. And South Asia, South, Central and East Asia. It's nothing to do with this Hitler paranoia. Hitler was a paranoid man. He was paranoid, okay? Paranoid. He didn't even know what he was about. It's like this guy here, okay? So here you go. And our